Hi Flosstube, I'm Nicole, the Buckeye Stitcher. I'm here to do my April monthly update. There's still a few days left in April. Today's Wednesday, the 26th. But this is the only chance I'm going to have between now and the beginning of May to get everything together and do my video and have time to do edits and get it up to YouTube before May. So I wanted to take the time to do it today. I have some notes today. I feel like I have a lot of things to say, but then I always feel that way and I never have much when I'm done recording. So I've got some notes to go over. The first one I have is to slow down when I speak. I've had a couple comments, all completely nice, joking, no offense was taken by any of them about how fast I talk. And I am well aware how fast I talk. My family used to tell me to slow down when I was a kid, and I have to remind myself on a regular basis to talk slowly when I'm at work. I think some of it comes from excitement. The more excited I get about something, the faster I talk, the more my hands start moving, and then, then it's chaos. So, but I'm gonna try and slow down. I can only imagine if English is not your first language, what it must be like listening to me. So Ingeborg and Sylvia, I'm sorry. And for all of you Southern ladies, I apologize. When I listen to you, your pace is so peaceful and your pronunciation is so proper. And y'all, when I talk, it is like a hot mess. My hands are flying, my words are flying. So thank you for everybody who's kept up, but I'm gonna try and slow down. Also, thank you to all my subscribers. I'm over 700 already, so that's a lot of fun. I had a lot of comments after my last video. I asked one question. I asked for help with using silk. I think I had like 120 comments, and not a single person answered, what do I do with silk? Do I do one strand or do I do two? So if somebody can answer that question, if I do one or two, but I mentioned animals and pet names and you guys just lost your minds. And so I got lots of comments about all your pets and their names, which was great, but nobody helped me with the silk. So I just wanted to comment on a couple, or respond to a couple comments that were made on my video. So a couple people, Beth McGuire and DJ Sport Goofy. I want to know what that name is all about, DJ, if you'll let me know. If you are sharing why your name is that. But both of those YouTubers asked me either how Mayday, my dog, got his name, or to show some pictures. So I'll try and be quick. Like I said last time, I'm a veterinarian. Mayday came to my clinic as a puppy. I had been out of school for 6 months. Kids bought him way too young. He was supposed to have been 8 weeks old. He wasn't even 6 weeks old when they got him, so he was taken away from his mom way too young. He ended up being very, very sickly and involved a lot of care and money that these kids just didn't have. So they tried, but it was just too much for what they could do. So we gave them the option of putting him to sleep or to turn him over to our clinic, and if we were able to rehab him and he survived, we would find him a home. Well, after 3 weeks of feeding this little fuzzy child, he had to be bottle fed because he wasn't completely weaned. He was full of worms. He needed a blood transfusion because he was so anemic. He wouldn't chew food for a while. I would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning and feed him, and then I would sleep with him right here because he wouldn't go back to sleep if he wasn't next to me. But I was so afraid to sleep next to him because I didn't want to roll over on him because he was so little. He weighed 2 pounds. Anyways, after 3 weeks of finally rehabbing this little kid, and I knew he was going to survive, there was no way I was going to adopt him out to anybody else. So he's my dog, and his name's Mayday because obviously he was in quite a bit of distress. My boyfriend was in the military, so he named him. So here are a couple pictures of that little kid when he was a sick little kid. He had a condition called puppy strangles. That's what all these little crusts on his head are. It looks like it's an infection. It's big pustules or pimples all over their head. They can get them in their mouth and in their throat, and they can be very painful. It's not an infection. It's actually an autoimmune condition, and you have to use high doses of steroids. So I had to immunosuppress this little dog's immune system, compromise his immune system when he was a baby. So here he is with this little bitty IV catheter on a heating pad. So pathetic. And then this is after he got better. This is my cat's bed. He put all of his toys into his cat's bed. This was about 2 months after I adopted him. And this is a few years ago. This is the big boy now. So he's 12, which is old for a large breed dog. He has liver cancer. He was diagnosed with liver cancer in August of 2015. It was surgical, so I took him to a surgeon and she removed everything. It's the kind of cancer that doesn't respond well to chemotherapy, but it's very slow growing, so that was all we could do. It came back at the end of last year and we tried surgery again, and it's too advanced. It would be too risky to do surgery. So we're just gonna let him be a happy puppy. He doesn't know he's sick. He eats, he plays, he snuggles, sleeps, barks at the neighbor dog. So that's that. So that's my Mayday dog. Nicole Kelly, hi Nicole, another Nicole, she commented that the comment that she left for me was the first comment that she ever left on a YouTube channel, which, how awesome is that? How does that not make your day when someone tells you that your video was so great they had to make a comment? And it was a positive comment too, so thanks Nicole. I hope you enjoy this video as well. A couple of you told me about your experiences, or people you know, when you're out in public and they ask you for advice when you're not on the clock. Golden hair stitcher Susan, she said her husband was a dentist and somebody asked him for advice, like opened her mouth wide at the grocery store and asked for his advice. I have had clients ask me for medical advice. I'm not a human doctor. It is against the law for me to offer you medical advice. People don't get that. One of my colleagues actually had a woman pull her shorts down quite a bit to look at a lesion on the side of her leg because she thought whatever her dog had, she had gotten that same thing. I don't think that's what it was. But the best one that I have, 2 years ago, my boss had open heart surgery, obviously unexpected. He went in for some routine tests and the doctor said, you're not going back to work today, we're admitting you, and he had surgery 3 days later. So he's recovering after, I think he had triple bypass surgery, and one of his nurses, while he was in post-op, asked him for medical advice for her dog while she was taking care of him 2 days after he had open heart surgery. So yeah, humans are great, aren't they? Okay, let's see, what else do I have? Joan Clark mentioned those little flowers that I showed in my last video are not little pansies. They look like little pansies, but they're called Johnny Jump Ups, and that is just the cutest name for them ever. If I showed you a picture now, they are literally jumping up. They have gotten so tall, Joan. I love them. And I was gonna film this video outside because it's sunny and the birds are singing, but it's really windy in southern Ohio today, so I'd lose my projects and my paper and my notes, and my hair would be crazy. So we're back in the house. And then Pam, hi Pam, we still need to get together, Pam. And Darlene, I think you pronounce your last name Jungman, both commented that they enjoy podcasts too and wanted me to mention some that I listen to. So I'll do that at the end for those of you that aren't interested in podcasts. I'll do that at the end. Okay, so those are the comments that I wanted to respond to. Let me show you, I've got current projects to show. I've got one finish this month, wait till you see it, you'll be shocked. And I have a bunch of stuff I bought. So much for Stitch from Stash. I fell off the wagon, people, so buckle up. I'm not going to use the H word because GIngerGeraldStitcher doesn't like that word, and there's a whole lot of Flosstube words I don't like, GIngerGerald, so I'm going to call it stuff I bought. A lot of stuff I bought. And then just a couple other things, just some things that family stitching history. You guys always talk about how you got started stitching, and I've never gone over that. So let's go over current projects first. So I'm almost done with the April Joyful World Sal. Here we are. Really, really cute. I feel like I kind of lost my mind a couple times with this one. I think I was just zoned out at night when I was working on it, but I stitched this little, the whole thing I stitched 2 over 2, even though it's 36 count, but when I got to this little squirrel, I guess I forgot what I was doing and I stitched him 1 over 2. I mean, it really looks fine, but I guess I just wasn't paying attention. I'm off a stitch somewhere up here, which screwed this whole thing up, but somehow I fudged it and I'm just gonna keep plugging on. So I have a stitching event that I'm going to go to this Saturday after work, and I should be able to get 2 or 3 hours of stitching and socializing, so maybe not that much stitching in, but I'm hoping to get this finished. I really, really want to get this finished, truly get it finished in the month of April. And then my other one is Bird Study by Kathy Barrick. I started this one way at the beginning of the year. I started on 40 count fabric. I don't know who I was kidding, but I am not a 40 count girl. I like the way it looks. I don't like stitching on it. So I scrapped it at my retreat. I gave the fabric to somebody else and got a same color linen, but 36 count. And I'm doing much better at that. I actually really, really like this project. So this is Bird Study. Here, let me take it out. I really like this project. I like it a lot more than I thought I would. Hopefully you can see that okay. It's really cute and it's really tiny. It's only going to be like 4.5 by 5.5 by 6.5 inches when I'm done. Let me tighten this down. So here's where I've gotten. I got the swan and her little egg and part of the peacock started. I didn't realize until I stitched this that this is 1/1 on 36 count. I don't even know if I could tell what it was when I first did it, but I put it on Instagram and people said they could tell what it was. Oh, Instagram, that is another thing. So my very first video I said, I don't do technology, I don't understand technology, I'm not on Facebook, I'm not on Instagram, blah, 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 blah. All that. I'm getting fast again, aren't I? My hand's going. See, I'm getting excited. So I joined Instagram and I don't even know if I sometimes get what I'm doing. I mean, I understand the premise of it. I understand how to put pictures up and make comments and like other people's stuff. And I kind of like the idea of following stores because they give you, you know, sales and promotions and new products. But I sometimes don't, I just don't get Instagram. I think I just don't get technology. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate everybody who's following me and leaving me comments and likes on Instagram. And I have fun doing it. I just don't know if I get what the big deal is. I feel like eventually in a few months, I feel like I'm just gonna like be done with it. I did the same thing with Pinterest. I was all into Pinterest when I first started it, and now I don't even look at it anymore. But anyway, so this is Bird Study. This is how far I've gotten. So I really like this. And this needle minder, Washington, D.C., came from the Cottage Needle on Etsy. My sister lives outside of D.C. Minnie Gray lives outside of D.C., so I got that, but my sister's actually going to be moving back to Ohio, hopefully. She's planning hopefully this year. She and her husband are moving back, so, but I still liked visiting her in D.C. She lived there for 7 years, and I like the city. We always joke that she should have lived in the suburbs where I live, and I should have lived in the city where she lives. Okay, so the other thing I had planned was I was going to do this, and this was a free pattern, that's why I'm showing it, and I forgot all about this until I started getting my stuff ready for this video, but like I said, today's only the 26th. I'm going to try and get this done in the next couple days because it's little. Okay, are you ready for the finish? It is a big deal. I had one finish. Are you ready for it? Okay, here it comes. That's it. That is it. My little cardinal ornament on perforated paper. Perforated paper, I hate perforated paper. You know what I hate more than perforated paper is couching this fuzzy stuff. I know I didn't do it right, but it still showed up. And this little sucker is so cute, so I need to back it, put a backing on it and a little ribbon to hang it on the tree. But this was my finish for the month of April. Look out, people. Okay, so let me look at my notes. Let's do the stuff I bought. So the day after my last video, I went to Columbus, which is about an hour and a half north of here for a conference. That's where Elizabeth lives. If you guys watch Ornament a Week, she does wonderful things. She lives in Columbus. And there is a store there. She has an LNS, and I had been to it a couple times when I lived in Columbus, but it was years ago, and I was an undergrad student, and I had no time and no money, and so I had hardly ever been there. So I was going to have time after the conference to meet a friend for dinner. So in between meeting her for dinner and the end of the conference, I went to Cross My Heart, which is the local needlework shop in Columbus, and I was kind of hoping I could just buy a couple things just because I had been there. And I walked in, and the store was kind of split into two sections with like one little strip of things in the middle, and I went one direction, and I got all the way to the back, and I really didn't see anything I had to have. And then I hit the back wall, and then I hit the other side of the store, and that's where all hell broke loose. So let me show you what I got. And Elizabeth, I messaged you, I private messaged you to see if you were going to be around, to see if you wanted to meet me, but you never responded. So I don't know if you didn't get it, or maybe you just didn't want to meet me. Okay, so this little thing, this is by Fireside Originals, which I had never heard of before, and she is actually out of Columbus. This is a little ornament with a cardinal and a little nest, and you guys know I love cardinals, but the cardinal and these little pine cones are actually beads. Haha. So there's the bead pack right there. So that is really, really cute. So there's that. I got this from the Cricut collection. I saw somebody on Flosstube, and darn it, I cannot remember who it was, do this, and it's really, really sweet. So had to have that. This one is also by the Cricut collection. It says cookies, and it came with this big pack of buttons. And I didn't really even pay attention until after I got back and really looked at it in detail. On the sticker, it says CMH version, which is Cross My Heart version. And I did not take a picture of how they had these buttons placed because the pattern doesn't use them. There's not really any buttons placed on there, and there's no directions on the inside as to where the buttons should go. So I'll have to figure that out. But the buttons are really cute. They look like little cookies and little Christmas theme decorations. Really, really cute. I don't know, I'm gonna do all this stuff. Okay, the next thing I got was the Just Another Button Company put these free patterns out a long time ago, and I actually have July, but I can't find the button pack anywhere. Nobody has the button pack. So when you bought the buttons, the pattern was free. So I just bought the buttons. I can do something with this. I can use it for a giveaway. So there's that one. Cup of tea. And then they also had December's cup of tea, so when you bought the December buttons, you got the little cup of tea. So there's one for every month. They're really cute, but I didn't want to do all of them. I don't have time. And then Hirschner's had a promotion, not a sale, a promotion where the shipping was a penny. I've never bought anything from Hirschner's, but I can't pass up a penny. Surely there's something I could use, right? And I think this is where I got that. This was the only thing that I had to have from Nashville Needlework Market. Why don't I just take it out? This is Blackberry Lane Designs, Jingle All the Way. I love Blackberry Designs. I just love her stuff. So I think I got that from the Hirschner sale. If not, I don't know where I got it. And then I also ordered the Dimensions kit because I've seen this before, and it's really pretty. It's got Ada on it. I don't know if I'm going to use it. I haven't stitched on Ada forever. And I don't know if, I don't know, the piece doesn't seem very big for how big this is going to be. And then I also got this one, because I wasn't kidding when I said I liked Cardinals. So, we'll see. Okay, and then, so a few episodes ago, or episodes ago, I said that I had seen Dina from Making Life Count. She stitched this really cute little bunny pattern, and she finished it into a little pillow, and it was so cute. Well, the pattern was by Riolis, which is a Russian company, and she had gotten that pattern from casasanina.com in Italy. And they have it, and they have some of the others in that series, but the shipping is really, really pricey from Italy to the US if you're not ordering very much. So I was going to pay more in shipping than I would have for the pattern. So I went on eBay and ordered these. I got them from a Russian seller. It took a few weeks to come, but they were in perfect condition. The stamps on the envelope were really pretty. So I got my little bunny. Oh my God, it's so cute. And these kits come with Ada, but it's really soft. So I'm probably gonna stitch it on the Ada, unless it calls for half stitches and such. So this eBay seller was having, I don't remember if it was buy two, get one free, or buy three, get free shipping. I don't know, whatever it was, I bought three. So here's a little hedgehog. I used to have a hedgehog. They're really cute little critters, but they are nocturnal, and they like to run and make a bunch of noise at night, and they stink, so they don't, I mean, they make good pets, but it's a rodent. But he's really cute. And then the third one I got was this little kitty in the snow, which is so flippin' cute. Okay, I'm almost done, I promise, with all the things I bought. I had to make up for the whole year, people. Everybody always shows all their stuff. I haven't had anything to show because I've been doing Stitch from Stash, and I was doing great. Oh, I forgot this. I got this at Cross My Heart in Columbus. It's a little Hinzeit kit. it says Ohio, but this was stitched in scarlet and gray, which are the Ohio State school colors. Red's my favorite color, but it also comes with these little Ohio charms. So there is the little state of Ohio. There is a little heart, I think. There's an astronaut because John Glenn was from Ohio. Okay, so here's the astronaut. Oh, come on. How do I do this? You get the hint, right? Here's Ohio. Try this. That's better. Okay. Ohio. The little astronaut. Oh, cardinal. See? I love it. Cardinal. And then this little heart. Oh, it's just a heart. Really cute. I've seen it before, but I think that instead of the astronaut, it had a lighthouse because of the lake in northern Ohio, northeast Ohio, but I didn't really care for the lighthouse. I really like the astronaut. He's really cute. So I'm going to stitch this in the scarlet and gray color. They also had one that said football, and it was stitched in Ohio State colors, so I may have to do that one too. It was bigger, but that was fun. I liked that one. And then, oh, you know what? I got this from that Hirschner sale. I don't know where I got that Jingle All the Way. I got this at that Hirschner sale because it was on sale for $5. So it's a Christmas book. There's not a ton in here that I would want to stitch, but there's some cute things in here. I like this one. That's a pretty big scene. I haven't really jumped into the full coverage world yet, but that one's cute. So I'm not going to do a flip through unless somebody wants me to, but it was $5, so I got that. And then the last thing I got, I had been looking at this on eBay for a while because I saw, I don't know where I saw it. Anyways, I saw this. And I had this in my watch now, or watch whatever thing on eBay. And then Lana from Till the Last Stitch showed it. She finished it, and it's really, really, really cute in person or on video. So I stopped her video and went to my eBay and ordered this. So there's nothing else in this magazine I would stitch, but that little ornament is really cute. And if you guys have not watched Lana's videos, go over and watch her. She's really, really sweet. She's only done 2 videos, but she's done some really nice work. And it sounds like she and her family traveled a lot for her husband's job. I think he might have been in the military. So she sounds like she's had some really interesting experiences. So if you have not checked her out, I'll post her information below. But if you're watching, Lana, hi. And you enabled me. So in 2 videos, you enabled me to buy that. That's it. Yep. That's it. Okay. So family stitching history. So my aunt taught me how to stitch. She's 18 years older than I am. And she taught me how to stitch. I think I probably was in 5th grade, 4th or 5th grade. And I did it off and on through, middle school and maybe a little bit in high school. And like I said, somewhat in college, but not a whole lot in college. But her aunt, my great aunt, is also a cross stitcher, or was a cross stitcher and a needle pointer. And she does, her projects were amazing. She passed away almost 2 years ago. I keep saying present because she just was larger than life, and sometimes I forget that she's gone. Her name was Doris, but we all called her Gussie, Aunt Gussie, because she was very fancy, and she liked to get gussied up. That's what her family told her and called her when she was little. So we just called her Aunt Gussie. But I don't think I ever saw her that she didn't have high heels on. She was teeny tiny. She was 5 foot. She was teeny tiny. She always had makeup on, always had high heel shoes on. The family scandal was that she had a nose job in the 70s. But she had the sweetest little voice, and she was just the sweetest thing. But the stuff that she stitched is amazing because she stitched well into her 80s. She died, I think she was 88 or 89 when she passed away, and she was still working on stuff even though she had a lot of respiratory and cardiac issues, and so she really didn't have the strength to do it. But I don't know how she saw, because they gave me all of her stuff after she passed away, and I never found a magnifier or a light in any of that stuff. So I don't know if they didn't know what it was and got rid of it. But a few years ago, she stitched this for me, and I had it framed at my local needlework shop. And I just recently found out that this is a Teresa Wensler pattern. I'm not a huge Teresa Wensler fan, just because the color palettes and the subjects, I'm not much into dragons. I think they're really pretty, and when you guys show them, I think they're really interesting, but the blended threads make me crazy. So anyways, I just recently found out on Instagram that this is a Teresa Wensler, and so my great aunt stitched this for me. I love it. Oh, you're not gonna be able to see because of the glare. The frame is really cool. I don't know if you can pick up some of the modeling in the frame to kind of go with what's going on with the cat's coloring. I love this. And like I said, she had to have been in her 80s when she stitched this. Unfortunately, she didn't put a, oh, yes she did. 2011. 2011. And she died in 2015. Yeah. She stitched a big needlepoint piece that my grandma has in her apartment, and I've seen it before. I think it's a dimensions kit, but it's a woman that's kind of got that high collar, and she's got a big hat that's got flowers coming down the side, and the flowers are all like 3D. I don't know how she did it. It's amazing. So that's my family history. My aunt also gave me one of those wooden needlework boxes that everybody's been showing lately on their videos. Cindy from Cindy's Cross Stitch just showed hers. She bought hers. It's one of those ones that kind of opens in a tri-fold or a quad fold. Mine is not nearly as in good a shape as Cindy's is, and it's not a family piece. My aunt bought it, I think, at you know, an antique show or fair or whatever. But I can remember her using it when she cross-stitched when I was in middle school. And I'm in my 40s, so it's old. It's definitely an antique. But she gave it to me last year for Christmas because she doesn't cross stitch much anymore. She's really into knitting and some other crafty things. So I have it, but it needs to be, it needs to have some work done. When you open it, it's pretty rickety. It's not very stable. One of the screws falls out. So I need to have some work done on it before I can use it, but I definitely want to be able to use it. So that's pretty cool. Okay, so last month I mentioned that I was getting caught up on Dina at half stitch cross stitch on her videos because I hadn't watched hers when I first started watching Flosstube. So what you have to realize is that I'm always like late to the game. I can't ever get on the bandwagon when the bandwagon's in town. Like, for example, when Harry Potter was popular, I didn't read Harry Potter until it was like well done. I love Harry Potter, but I didn't do it. So, I mean, you name it, I'm the last one to the game. So I'm way behind on all the Flosstubers that everybody knows and loves and talks about. I have probably seen videos here and there, but I haven't watched all the videos. So I finished Dina's videos yesterday. I'm officially caught up. I just love her. Why did I wait so long to listen to her? So I was trying to think this morning, okay, who am I going to watch now on my morning binge? Because I watch Flosstube in the morning when I get ready for work. I typically can get about 45 minutes in, so I can go through, you know, pretty good number of videos in a week. So I decided who I'm going to start tomorrow, because you're going to be shocked I've never watched all those videos before. But Stitcherista, Danielle, I'm going to watch all those videos and get caught up. Now, I have watched some of her videos, so I know, you know, what's going on with her, and I know what she likes and all that stuff, but I had not watched all her videos, and she has a lot of videos. So Stitcherista is going to be what I'm calling my morning binge for the month of May. So we'll see if I can get that done. And then finally, my May plans. So I want to do the May Joyful World Sal. It's a freebie. I'm really excited about this because my birthday's at the end of May and I'm a crazy cat lady. So how perfect is that? I am going to change these flowers though because I hate the color yellow. So they're going to have to be like, you know, red or pink or something. So I want to do that. And then I want to finish my bird study. I want to get that finished. And then I'm still trying to do an ornament a month. And Mania is happening. Now, like I said before, I'm not on Facebook, so it doesn't make a whole lot of sense for me to do Mania because what am I going to do with it? But I can do my own. So I started thinking maybe I should do start an ornament every day so that I have my ornaments all started for the rest of the year. So that would be 8 more ornaments. So I'd do start one a day for the first 8 days. we'll see how that happens. Plans never seem to work out for me. But so I just want to show you real quick the ornaments that I would like to get started and get done this year. So the first one is a little, just another Button Company kit that I bought a while ago. It is perforated paper, but it's a little hedgehog. Look how cute he is with his little mitten he's knitting, and it comes with the button. It comes with the dreaded paper. So I'd like to get that started. I want to do another one of these. The glare. Hands-on design chalkboard ornaments. I have all of the patterns, but I've only stitched one. I'd like to do this one next. The other one that I stitched is at Vanna's. Hi, Vanna. After my last video, she left me a message and said, "You're no longer 25, you're 15, I think she said." So she was moving pretty fast. So hopefully I'll have those soon, but no rush because they're all holiday themed stuff. And then, so 1, 2, I want to stitch from the Just Cross Stitch magazine, this little guy. I think that he would look cute on that opalescent linen. Cindy, that's the one that you showed when you said that that one was for me, and I didn't even realize that that was on the cover. I guess I didn't pay attention to it. It's really cute. And then I want to stitch that one. That's a Squareology, which is a combination of Hands-on Design and another company, but there's a little button there. Oh, just another button company maybe. And then, I thought I brought it, but I didn't. There's a series of these. So there's this one with the sleds, there's one with red pickup trucks, and then there's a house that has little beads that are supposed to be the lights on the house. I thought I brought that down here with me, but I guess I didn't. So I want to start that one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I want to do 2 of the sleds on that perforated paper. Foxwood Crossings has a pattern I think I showed after my retreat video of doing those with an initial, and a lot of the work was done in beading instead of just stitches. But I want to do a sled for my sister and her brother-in-law for their tree. That's 7, so I need to find an 8th ornament. I could probably do another chalkboard ornament because I have all the fabric. Okay, so that's that. Made plans. I think I went over everything. Yeah. Okay, so that's all I have for stitching. If you don't, I just have 2 quick podcasts to recommend. If you aren't interested, that's totally fine. I appreciate you watching. Hopefully I spoke slower and you could understand things a little bit better. I really appreciate all the comments that you guys leave. It is such a pick-me-up to get comments for the first few days after you post a video. It's definitely a lot of fun, and it's, you know, fun to interact with everybody else that's got a common bond. So, oh, on that, have you guys watched Dee Stitcher's videos? She's over in Italy right now with Orietta, and they're she filmed a video together, and I just love that. I love that 2 people who would have never met without cross-stitching, or maybe even Flosstube, they're now flying across the ocean to hang out with each other. Teresa Little Stitcher and Donna Murray, they hung out last weekend and made a video together. Joe and Terry are really good friends. I just think it's great that people that you would have never met otherwise without Flosstube. That's just kind of amazing to me. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave comments and subscribe if you like what you see. I can't believe I'm over 700, but that's really, really cool. Okay, Pam. So my 2 favorite podcasts are Stuff You Should Know. It is really geeky. It's 2 geeky guys that love geeky information, and they will talk about anything. And it's a little dry when you first listen to it, but if you listen to a couple episodes and start to get their personalities and their dry sense of humor, it's really funny. They've done everything. They just did one on corsets, like the history of corsets, and they're very objectional. I mean, they state their opinion, but they're very non-judgmental. They try to be objective. They did one on hookworms, so it was called People in the South Aren't Lazy, They Just Had Hookworm. Oh my gosh, how did we never know that this was a major, huge health epidemic in the South? They've done everything. If you name it, they have done a topic on it, and they're really, really funny. They make a bunch of references to movies, and I don't watch movies, and I still think it's funny because they're so funny laughing at each other's tangents and rabbit holes. They don't call them rabbit holes, rabbit trails, but they're pretty funny. They put one out every Tuesday and Thursday, so Stuff You Should Know. And then the other one is an NPR one called Invisibilia, and they only do 6 or 7 a series. So there was one this past year. I don't remember the dates. If it was the end of last year and the year before. I don't think they've done one yet this year. Anyways, they do 6 or 7, and it's all kind of how the mind perceives things, but it's not heavy science-y stuff. Like, for example, one of the episodes was about a kid who was born blind, but his parents just kind of let him be a kid and do whatever the other kids were doing, and how he learned to click, to hear the echo, to figure out where things were. They called him Batman. There's just some really fascinating human situations. Fascinating. So Invisibilia, you can listen to them all, even though they don't make them every week or whatever. They only make, it's like I said, 6 or 7 in a row, and then they're done for a season, because there's a lot of research that goes into their episodes. But those are really good. I like Freakonomics Radio. That one's, they're all geeky. Freakonomics is like an economics view of everything, like why do suspenders make sense over belts? I mean, stuff that like I can't even explain it, because why does anybody care, first of all, about that one? But how does an economics individual have any reference on it? But it's really interesting. It's a lot of current events kind of stuff, and just kind of how things affect the world, and how the world's affected by money and class and that kind of thing. I don't know. I also just like the guy's voice. Maybe that's what it is. It's just like a very calming podcast. And then I also listen to Bowery Boys, which these are 2 guys that are in New York City. I love New York City. I've been there, 8 or 10 times. I love to go to New York City, and so this is all historical stuff in New York City. And sometimes I'll actually go out if the area that they're talking about is still pretty close to what it used to be, but they talk about stuff from when it was first settled all the way up, into the 40s and 50s, different parts of town, different ethnic groups that came over, history of Broadway, politics. It's really interesting, and they're kind of funny too. So, I don't know. I listen to a lot of them. My sister got me addicted to podcasts about 2 years ago, and I don't even listen to the radio anymore. I either have a book on, but mostly it's podcasts when I'm driving to work and home from work, or up to my parents, or to Columbus to see friends. So, okay, that's it. I'm at 37 minutes. I feel like I talked pretty slow this time, but I'm going to go back and listen to it and make sure there's nothing glaring, and I'm sure it's probably 100 miles an hour. So if you made it this far, I appreciate it. Thanks so much for all your comments, and hopefully I'll get a few more good days of stitching in and have more progress to show you for the month of May. Have a great weekend. Bye.